Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend DG Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/CapesandLunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is Ron Mars. You are listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
What mine is mine is mine, and mine and mine, and mine and mine and mine, not yours. Hopefully that's the oath. All right, kids, welcome back to Sector 2814, the Orange Lantern podcast this week, kids. I am Phil, and this is my co-host, not yours. It is.
I will. Hey, everyone.
That's right, kids. This time we're covering Agent Orange from Green Lantern number 39 through 42 on our podcast, not yours. Gotta hurt myself. All right.
Pace yourself, man.
I
It's a
know.
marathon, not a sprint.
I know. All right, so let's see. Where should we start? Oh yes, I'm going to mention something about giveaways, kids. I don't know if I should do it in the beginning or the end, but yes, if you want to win some Green Lantern merch and stuff. But guess what came out last week? Alan Scott, Green Lantern number 2.
Cool. I've got it here in the stack. I just got my comics today, so haven't had a chance to read them.
I mean, it's interesting because not a lot of action. I mean, it kind of flashes back and forth, but with Alan and Doiby, and then as they flash back further, they show when of course during the 40s, Alan Scott is a closeted gay man. Where was he encouraged to spend a vacation? Arkham Asylum. So
okay.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Wow. Okay. Interesting.
Yes, for not rehabilitation. What do they call it?
Conversion therapy, probably.
Something like that. Yeah. Because he befriends this person in there who's basically like a trans woman, and they give a lobotomy, basically a lobotomy to correct them, quote unquote.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So right now, don't be looking for no happy. If you're looking for a happy feel good thing, yeah, it's good, but it's not happy go lucky here, kids.
Yeah, don't read that if you're looking for happy go lucky.
Yes. Then we kind of get the flashback to when Alan gets the lantern and stuff, and they keep teasing us on that last page. Certain red lantern. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I am curious what all that means. I mean, because we just read the first appearance of the Red Lanterns, right? I mean, it wasn't that many issues. Wasn't that many shows ago. It was like 2 or 3 shows ago.
Yeah.
And how does this fit in? I don't know.
And again, it's like, has history been altered? Because between then and now, I mean, we've had a couple crises, haven't we? We've had New 52. So again, you never know. You never know. DC, yeah, you never know.
Now, I did notice something on the cover of the Jay Garrick Flash book and the cover of the Alan Scott Green Lantern book. It says that they are some number of 6, right?
Yes.
It does not have that kind of indication on the Green Lantern War Journal book. It just has a number.
Yes, you are correct, sir. Yes.
So I don't know if that means that it's an ongoing series or if that means they're just not putting the numbers on the cover. I don't know.
I mean, originally wasn't the plan to do it an John Stewart ongoing also alongside the regular Green Lantern book, so maybe
I don't know. Yeah,
maybe they've gone back to that, or again, maybe the numbers have just been there because people have been like us, have been hungering for Green Lantern content for the longest time here.
Yep, absolutely. I don't know. I guess we will have to wait and see.
Yeah. And again, too, Hal Jordan and John Stewart, as much as I hate to admit this, probably the two best known Green Lanterns. So,
Yep, absolutely. Even though it is the 30th anniversary of a certain Green Lantern.
Not quite yet. I believe next year will be the 30th. Yeah, 2024, 1994, I believe. Oh, you got it.
Got it in.
Mr. I must have owned all versions of Green Lantern.
Mine.
Oh, yeah, that Cal Rayner collection that Russell was telling us about. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's actually, it's not insubstantial. I mean, it's got a lot of stuff in here. I think we went and looked at the, what was included, but it's pretty hefty, and yeah, it's
because
impressive.
you get there's kind of some 0 hour in there too, right?
Yeah. Let's see. It has
at least like Cal's part in it. Yeah.
Let's see. It originally published in single Green Lantern 0, 48 through 65, Damage 16, Dark Stars 34, Guy Gardner Warriors 22 through 28, New Titans 116, 117, 124, 125, Rebels 94, number 1.
Yeah,
So,
I think we said, there's a few crossovers in there. I mean, some of the 0 hour stuff, that Titans crossover, the 3-issue Guy Gardner crossover. So
yeah, I mean, there's a whole lot of issues in there, which is pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
And it's we've had collections. John Stewart got a huge hardcover for his 50-year anniversary. So Kyle getting a collection he's been around 30 years now.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. The first issues, some always like, oh, I have all those floppies. How does any Green Lantern fan not have those? But I mean, those issues again are like 30 years old now.
30 years old. Yeah, it's get off my lawn. My lawn.
I mean, on the pause, I'm just happy that they're reprinting that stuff. So like, younger generation can maybe read that stuff if they haven't yet.
Yep. And it's really probably not fair to the Kyle run, volume 2 stuff, other creators, but for a lot of people, Green Lantern really starts with Rebirth, right?
Yeah,
and that's where it kind of exploded from. So it's nice to be able to say, hey, look, as much as I love Rebirth and the post-Rebirth comics, there was a Green Lantern. There were multiple Green Lantern series before Rebirth, and it's always interesting to read those too.
Hello, Russell. Mine. Hello, Russell.
Howdy, y'all.
But yeah, I mean, again, I'm so glad people, some of the people maybe didn't get to read that the first time around, get to read all those early Cal. And again, like we said, there's so much good. There's a lot of good stuff in volume 2, but it's just like those first like 47 issues probably don't get a lot of reprints or play these days because of who wrote it and
yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which is really it's interesting because I know we've talked about this on the Wondercast and hear a lot that those stories, some of them were really great, some of them were not so great, some of them were just good, but not reprinting them punishes more than just the writer because there was a whole creative team involved there. And Green Lantern Mosaic is so different than anything that was being published at the time. It's a shame that new readers aren't able to be exposed to that because it's not available in a collected form or even in digital. It's not available.
On the app, you go on the DC app, it starts at issue 48, Emerald Twilight. Yeah. I know. Yeah, like you said, it punishes the rest of the creative team and stuff. I wish could they do something like if do they have contracts with these people, or is it I mean, can you throw in some kind of morality clause where it's just like, yeah, if you get caught doing something like that, can we like say, oh yeah, you're gonna forfeit all your residuals or whatever, and then go to
I, I'm
charity or
sure
something, or like,
I'm sure they could throw that in there, but I doubt that it was in there,
yeah, I'm
all
sure,
those years
I'm
ago.
sure it wasn't there then, but now they should.
Yeah.
I hope they would start doing that now.
I mean, I don't know. It's it's a it's a tricky issue,
Yeah.
right? It
So that you
really
can't,
is.
so it's just find a way where you can reprint it, so the rest of the team who did nothing wrong can, like,
Reap the benefits of having it
exactly.
back in print. I mean, it's hard work that they did that should be rewarded,
Yeah, and people who never read it before can,
Mhm.
have better access to it.
And I know we're talking Green Lantern here, but that Wonder Man series is
Oh yeah.
amazing with tremendously wonderful art by Jeff Johnson.
Mm, wonderful.
It's
Yes. Again, it's always hard to separate where it's like, sometimes horrible people have talent, and it's
Mhm.
unfortunate, but it's true. It's true sometimes.
Yep. Okay, what else we got going on with Green Lantern right now, Phil?
All right. Well, I mean, I guess I can mention this now. I have some giveaways here, kids. So if you want to win yourself a Green Lantern prize pack, including some comics and some other merch, I'm thinking the best way, send in feedback. Again, if you want to send in feedback for stuff we've already done, we can read it. Again, you could do this episode. This will be a previous episode by the time you get to this. Episode 150, next episode, we're covering Green Lantern Earth 1, Volume 1 and 2, and then 3 full months of Blackest Night. So you can write in anything about Blackest Night you want, because we are covering every damn issue. So
Absolutely.
if you're like, I've only read like, Blackest Night Superman or something, you can write in about that, because we're covering it. We're covering it all.
Hey, do you want to show some of what we've got to give away?
Oh yes, we have. I have comics. I have some Justice Society of America comics. I have some Alan Scott's comics. I have, thanks to Mr. Will Allred, we have some Green Lantern buttons, or we used to, as we call them, badges. So send us some feedback, and we'll deputize you, kids.
That's right.
Welcome to the Sector 2814 Corps. And I even have Funko.
Ooh, that's a cool Funko.
Yeah, so lots of prizes here, kids. Yes, Funko courtesy of Miss Lilith Hellfire. So, all right. So yes, so send us feedback about previous stuff, upcoming stuff. As soon as if you listen to an episode, write in on that episode.
Yep, absolutely. We'd love to hear from you.
Yes, be like, tell us the good, the bad about Will and that other guy. So come on.
Yeah.
All right. So should we get to Agent Orange?
You bet.
If you want to get some stuff of your own, mine. Yeah.
Mine.
I love it. We're mentioning that. Oh yeah, get some stuff for yourself on the Agent Orange episode.
Now that's on message. Totally.
I mean, you could share it for the holidays if you want, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's mine. All right, so let's jump into this. All right, Agent Orange, kids. Like I said, it begins in Green Lantern Volume 4, number 39, from April 2009. Agent Orange Part 1. Writer Jeff Johns, penciler Philip Tan, inker Jonathan Glapion. Stupid screen. All right, colorists Randy Mayer and Gabe Edelab, letterer Rob Lee, and editors Adam Schlauman and Eddie Berganza. On Okara, the controllers enter the underground cavern they have discovered. Ooh.
Mine.
How, Jordan? Inside, they find evidence that someone resides in what one of them charitably describes as a palace. There is a banquet of rotten food, but someone was eating it. Elsewhere, someone who is well aware of the controller's history, the Dark Stars, the Beta Men, and the Effigy Corps, ran about how the Guardians promised it would all be his. Heading further into the palace, the controllers discover an orange power battery. As one of them picks it up, orange lanterns appear to burst forth from the battery, cutting down the controllers. As one of them picks it up, he says that the Guardians have broken their treaty. Oh boy. Oh, the Guardians made a shady backroom deal. Get out of town.
I am shocked. This is my shocked face.
On did we ever Odom, Hal Jordan is desperately trying to remove the blue lantern ring that Saint Walker placed upon him. Meeting up with Ganthet and Sade, Hal thanks the Guardians for all they have done, but says he has no intention of joining the Blue Lantern Corps. Ganthet explains that he never intended to offer Hal a blue ring, but wanted Hal to lead the Blue Lanterns as a Green Lantern. Ganthet also explains that the only way for Hal to remove the blue ring is to use it to hope for something. Unable to get help from the Guardians, Hal leaves, deciding to resume his search for Sinestro, but soon receives a recall order from the Guardians. Ganthet assigns the Blue Lanterns to continue recruitment and a new mission to seek out the wielders of the Indigo Light. As for Hal and Sinestro, they will meet again when the skies turn black. 2 weeks can't get here quick enough, kids.
Maybe at night? I don't know.
Meanwhile, Stell is pursuing a Sinestro Corps member through Sector 2828. But as they reach the Vega system, Stell decides to continue pursuing when the Sinestro Corps member taunts him. Just then, a giant head with tentacles appears and eats the Sinestro. The orange leader orders his minion to brand Stell. On Oa, the Guardians are outraged at Ganthet's harnessing of the blue light and furious that Jordan did not report it sooner. They also announced that the Alpha Lanterns will be sent to exterminate the Red Lantern Corps. The Guardians order Hal to turn the ring over to them, and when they learn that he is unable to remove it, they resort to attacking it with green light. The ring survives the attack and accuses the Guardians of having no hope. John Stewart cuts in and tells the Guardians to ease up on Hal, but then Salak arrives carrying a damaged Stell. The Guardians are shocked when they see the orange symbol on Stell, but everyone is taken aback when Agent Orange, the wielder of the orange light, appears in a hologram bursting from the brand on Stell. He accuses the Guardians of sending the controllers to his sanctuary and betraying the pact between them. The Guardians insist that the controllers broke all affiliation with them billions of years ago, but Agent Orange refuses to listen and declares the treaty null and void. The Guardians will submit to his demands or face the wrath of the Orange Lantern Corps. Scar then blasts the image of Agent Orange, saying that the Guardians' hope that he would remain content was useless. She proposes a new law to the Book of Oa, repealing the ban on the Vega system. She also suggests that it is time for the Guardians themselves got involved with the War of Light. So yeah, I was thinking. Remember, I think last week we were like, "What happened? What happened to the fourth law?" I think this is the fourth law.
Fourth law. Yep.
Yes. All right, William, thoughts?
I thought it was really interesting that Larfleeze narrates. He mentions the Dark Stars, which you and I are both kind of fans of the Dark Stars.
We covered them in previous episodes, yes.
But he also mentions the Effigy Corps, and I went, wait a minute, Effigy.
Yes.
When they tried to create, so this is that's a direct reference to, what was going on in Volume 3, pre-rebirth, because they tried to create the Effigy Corps, which I thought was a nice touch.
Oh yeah.
I had forgotten when I had read this originally, that I knew Hal was locked with the ring.
Yeah.
He had the blue and the green, and which was causing problems, right?
Yeah.
And then I forgot. I hope you will. What did he say? I hope you'll shut up. Is that basically when we get to that point? Sincerity, ring.
Oh no! Oh yeah. That's it. Oh, I love the point where he's like, I hope for world peace, and it's like insincerity.
Yeah. But this is a really good start, and we get such a slow burn introduction of Larfleeze, because we get the
Mhm.
Orange Lantern cores, we see how people are, have their identities stolen and are recreated as Orange Lanterns, which I thought was really kind of an interesting way to go about creating a core. But yeah, I mean, uh, this was a really good start.
Oh yeah, and again, keeping that mystery because when all these other cores showed up, I mean, they had at least a few members. Even the Blue Lanterns had a few, but yeah, we're
Yeah.
kind of playing it close to the vest with this one.
Yep, absolutely. And then, of course, Scar is still wreaking havoc. So,
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, getting them. We're opening up the Vega system. The Guardians are personally getting involved, as we kind of hinted at last week. Remember the attack on Oa? It's like, oh, the Guardians aren't here. Then, well, we're about to find out where they went, kids.
yeah.
All right. Anything else? Should we get to the next one?
No, let's go ahead and go to the next one.
All right.
But art's great.
Yes.
I mean, it's just a really good issue.
Oh yeah. All right. Yeah, we got to tease everyone so they come back for Blackest Night. Come on.
What? I don't know what you're talking about. What's this Blackest Night, Phil?
Well, I'm glad you asked, William. Stay tuned for January
and February and March.
March. Yeah. Stay tuned for the first quarter of 2024, kids.
That's right. We'll be talking about this tiny little insignificant crossover called Blackest Night.
It didn't affect the rest of the DC universe at all.
No, not really. Only a lot.
Oh man, I can't. Oh no, no, because Bruce Wayne was kept missing, presumed dead. I was gonna say, I'm like, I can't remember. I just want a panel during Blackest Night of Bruce Wayne go, Jordan, this is all Jordan's fault, but
no,
yeah, Bruce Wayne's not around, so we don't get that. Oh, man.
We do get a Blackest Night Batman, don't we? Isn't there a body?
There's a
that's what I thought.
Yes, it's well. Is it in the actual Blackest Night? I know there's a mini series, but I do. There was a clone body floating around because in Final Night, Darkseid was like trying to clone Batman's, and yeah, and then when the whole thing blew up, Superman found like a Batman clone. Of course, examined it with the DNA, and they're like, "Oh no, that's him. That's real Bruce Wayne." So I think Superman and Wonder Woman are the one to tell like Dick Grayson and everyone and Alfred, "Oh no, that's Batman. That's Bruce Wayne. He's dead."
Yeah. Except he wasn't. He was just
he was
back in the past, right?
Yes, he was.
Lost in time.
Yeah, it's kind of jumping through time because Darkseid hit him with the Omega beams. Yeah. Coincidentally, around the same time, Steve Rogers was presumed dead and was bouncing around through time.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Yes. So around the same time, Dick Grayson became Batman. Bucky became the new Captain America, just by coincidence.
Yeah.
And like before that, when they brought Jason Todd back, is when they brought Bucky back.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Just by coincidence.
Awesome. It's all fine. It's fine.
All good. All right. Let's get to the next one here.
All right.
Green Lantern.
40.
Yes, number 40. Agent Orange Part 2 from May 2009. I think we got the same team except Jonathan Glapion is the only inker this time. Oh, wait. Is it Nay Ruffino is the colors this time? Oh, and only one editor, Eddie Berganza. Oh. No Schlaman this time. All right. In the ruins of... All right, here we go. In the ruins of Xanshi, Fatality thinks about her life. She spent years training under the warlords of Okara and was off planet when John Stewart failed to stop a blink bomb from destroying Xanshi. The loss of her mother, brother, and home world made a hole in her heart, and she swore revenge on all Green Lanterns. Now, thanks to the Zamarons, she is going to do something she has never done. Forgive John Stewart. She instructs her ring to take her to Okara. I lost my brother, my mother, and my home planet. Sounds like a country song.
Yeah. Yeah. I just need to mention a hound dog or something.
I lost my world. On Oa, the Guardians debate on whether or not to end the Vega system ban. The last time they faced the Orange Light, it nearly drained their power. It also risks the pacts with the Scions and the Spider Guild, but Scar is insistent that Agent Orange must be stopped and that they must go as well. One of the Guardians, however, notes that Scar's insistence on facing the Lantern Corps has so far done nothing. A team of Green Lanterns head out under the Guardians, but Scar remains on Oa as she is ill. Infected with a case of that evils.
Yeah, the evil black goop.
Got herself a case of the evils. In Sector 3454, Gretty, the Green Lantern of Sector 2828, is informed by Salak to return to his home sector to greet the Guardians on Okara. Gretty is less than pleased as his people are nomadic in nature and rarely stay in one place for long. Additionally, all Gretty did in Sector 2828 was chase criminals to the Vega system and be forced to let them escape. Nonetheless, Gretty complies with his orders and departs for Okara. Meanwhile, panic sweeps across the Vega system as the Guardians inform the planet's inhabitants that the ban on Vega has been repealed. Slavers, murderers, smugglers, and all the like begin attempts to flee before the Green Lanterns arrive. Several ships are stopped by the Lanterns who are passing through to Okara. Some of the Lanterns comment that Vaz will be busy in the coming weeks. However, Agent Orange takes priority for the moment. Hal, who is on the team so that the Guardians can see the power of the Blue Lantern Ring, talks with John about how the ring keeps distracting him. John wonders if the Blue Ring can see the future, as it told John he would see Cap Matui again. I don't know about the future. It still hasn't happened.
Well, does it count in Blackest Night?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe-ish. I don't know.
I didn't say it was going to be.
that's-
I didn't say it was going to be a good reunion, kid. I just said you're in a series. Suddenly, the Blue Lantern Ring takes over completely. Hal sees images of his friends in the Justice League, Carol Ferris, and Cowgirl. He decided to hope for world peace, but the ring rejects his hope as insincere, and Hal crash lands on Okara. Gretty is already there with a sarcastic welcome for Hal's crash landing. He inquires about the ring and says that Hal's claim of a long story are familiar aspects of the Earthmen. Gretty's sarcasm quickly takes a backseat as his ring begins charging beyond 100%, and the Guardians advise Gretty to keep his distance from Hal. Gretty welcomes the Guardians to Okara and tells them about the Forest of Weeds, where no one ventures as it is dangerous. The Guardians destroy the weeds and reveal the place of the Orange Lanterns. They instruct Larfleeze to come out without his rings and surrender. Larfleeze tells them to go away, and when they refuse, he releases his Orange Lanterns, which include the controllers that disturbed Larfleeze. However, the Orange Lanterns begin draining the energy from the constructs of both the Green Lanterns and the Guardians. Even Torquemada's magics are drained as well. 4 of the Orange Lanterns grab Gretty and kill him. His ring initiates a sector scan for a replacement, but one of the Orange Lanterns eats the ring and begins absorbing it. In its place, an orange construct of Gretty appears, now as an Orange Lantern. However, the Orange Lanterns soon discover they cannot drain the power of Hal's blue ring, and vines quickly drag Hal below ground. In the underground palace, Hal Jordan comes face to face with Agent Orange, the leader of the Orange Lantern Corps, who has never seen a blue ring before and wants it. So fine. Okay, here's my question. The Gretty thing, it's kind of cool to have a nomadic Green Lantern, but if you're not like an honor guard or an Alpha Lantern, aren't the Guardians gonna have a problem with you like not being in your sector all the time?
Well, and I would think that a sector, because we've talked about how large a sector is, a sector would be large enough for you to wander around for quite a while before you've gone back to the same place,
Yeah.
So,
But he was just
but yeah,
chasing people into the Vegas system.
that's right.
There wasn't. Oh, and then the Orange Lanterns. I mean, that's almost like a Black Lantern move. Basically, what it kills, or and it can and then it creates a construct out of whoever
Yeah.
it killed.
Which is kind of a cool thing to do. I mean, because the rest of the Lantern Corps, they're recruiting, right? And
Mm-hmm.
Orange Lantern's kind of recruit, but kills the people that it recruits and then just makes an image of them because there's really only one Orange Lantern, and that's Agent Orange, right?
Mm-hmm. But it's like controllers. I'm like, how strong are those constructs if they took the
Yeah.
some controllers?
And what if he took down a Guardian? Would a Guardian be I don't know.
Yeah, that's. Again, I'm trying to remember if we get more background on this because it's been a while since I read these.
Yeah, me too. We don't get if if I do have some criticisms of this build up to Blackest Night, the revelation of the other cores, is that we don't get a lot of in-depth, you know, uh, insight into the other cores. They're there because the War of Light's coming, and now again, this probably happens some during Blackest Night because there's a lot I don't remember about Blackest Night, and Larfleeze gets his own series. You know, I just feel like the cores that are okay. Sinestro core is very well fleshed out. We know exactly what motivates and powers, and we know a lot about the Sinestro core.
Mm-hmm.
We know almost as much about the Star Sapphires, right?
Mm-hmm.
But everybody else, I think we learn more about the Red Lanterns when, Guy Gardner becomes a Red Lantern, in the
Oh
New
yeah.
52, which I'm looking forward to reading that because I've not read those issues.
Yeah, the few I've read, it's good.
Mhm.
So
But, Agent Orange, maybe we'll learn more during the Larfleeze series, which is a New 52 series, post Red Lanterns, I think, and maybe even post Sinestro series, but not sure. But I still I don't remember much about the Indigo tribe, right? I know
I mean,
a few
neither.
things about them that'll be revealed, and I don't know if anything else is ever really revealed about them. So, I'm sure we'll get there, but it would be nice to have kind of a more in-depth examination, of really all of the non-Green Lantern cores, just because, and maybe we get that in the new Guardians book, so with Kyle getting chosen by every ring, right?
Yep. Almost like
So,
almost seems like what Hal's going through right now because I mean the Blue chose him and like the Red
yeah,
Lanterns wanted him and
hmm yeah, and it's interesting, and I know we talked about this, but I I feel like that a lot of writers have fallen into the trap that, hey, there are the good quote unquote emotions, and then there are the bad emotions, and I disagree.
yeah.
They're emotions. They can be good and they can be bad depending on how you react to them. And making it, this story about, being emotionally aware, and and making, I think Jeff Johns says that, you know, if you're not writing Green Lantern about overcoming fear, then that's the core of what Green Lantern's about. It's always about overcoming fear, right?
That's Green Lantern about the core, yes.
Yeah, I mean, and that's that's the core of it. Yeah, haha. um, which I thought was a really insightful thing to to realize, and then
Mhm.
and say, because that's really from the kind of almost from the beginning. That's something that he built on, right?
Oh yeah.
Um, and I don't know that we have. I don't know that we have that much insight into the other cores at this point,
Uh-uh.
honestly.
All right. So should we get to the next one?
You bet.
Let's learn about this Larfleeze, kids.
That's right. Nice.
Found it. All right. All right. So Green Lantern number 41, Agent Orange Part 3, from June 2009. Writer Jeff Johns, pencilers Philip Tannett, Eddie Barrows, inkers Jonathan Glapion again, Rue Jose and Julio Ferreira. So now we got three inkers, colorist Hi-Fi Design and Rod Reyes, letterer Rob Lee, and editor Eddie Berganza. So wonder if we got some help here because people are starting to get ready for Blackest Night.
That would be my guess. They had to keep on target
Oh
because,
yeah.
Blackest Night was, 8 months of it was DC's major thing
Oh
for
yeah,
8 months.
yeah. They might have been like really cautious too, because I think it wasn't last. I don't think it was last arc, but maybe the one before that or the one. There was one arc where they had like an issue or two late. It can't.
Hmm.
So maybe they're just worried. They're like, yeah, Blackest Night's coming. Yeah, no, we cannot be late.
That's right. We got to make this because everything depends on it, the schedule.
Oh yeah, especially Green Lantern book. I mean, this is like the what like big. This centers on all the Green Lantern stuff. So this is the book that cannot be late.
Exactly.
All right. Green Lantern Hal Jordan awakens to an unpleasant smell and discovers that he is at the table in the underground palace. Larfleeze sees that he is awake and says that he is Agent Orange, the owner of the Orange Lantern Corps, having stolen the identities of various thieves and travelers who made their way into his palace and paid the price. He has spared Hal for the moment as he is curious about the blue lantern ring on his finger. Asking asking what it is filled with, the ring asks what Larfleeze hopes for. Larfleeze is quite fascinated, believing that his orange lantern ring and the blue ring are quite similar. Larfleeze explains that he is always hungry, no matter how much he eats. His great hope is to finally find something to soothe his hunger, and believes that the blue ring will quiet his belly. When he tries to take from Hal, the ring knocks him back, saying hope is selfless. Hal takes the opportunity to attack, but Larfleeze warns that he might find himself an orange lantern. On the surface, the Guardians of the Universe and the Green Lantern Corps are fighting a losing battle with the Orange Lanterns. Stell sees Gretty and realizes that he is dead, and John Stewart explains what happened to him. Suddenly, the Gretty construct joins with two others to try and kill John when he is saved by fatality, encasing the Orange Lanterns in crystal constructs. She then asks John if he has ever loved anyone. On Ungara, Sinestro pays his respects to an unknown grave when he receives a message from Tekik that the Sinestro Corps is ready for their assault on Zamaron. Sinestro intends to join them, saying that love will do as it has always done. It will die.
It's a very Sinestro thing to say, isn't it?
In Sector 666, Green Lantern Ash writes in his journal addressing his wife. He hasn't seen a single light in days, and he knows that vampires are nearby. Sure enough, a trio of vampires attacks, but Ash gets the drop on them, easily impaling them. In Larfleeze's palace, Hal was having trouble concentrating on the battle, as the Blue Ring continues to ask what he hopes for. Hal realizes that he needs to stall for time and allow the rest of the Green Lanterns to get inside. Hal then offers to trade the Blue Ring to Larfleeze. Larfleeze is incensed as he has already spared Hal and offered him food. Hal explains that all he wants to know is how he got the lantern and met the Guardians. Being reminded that words are cheap, Larfleeze agrees to tell Hal about his story. Billions of years ago, Larfleeze was part of a guild of thieves who wanted to pull off the biggest heist in history. Their first target was Maltus, the original homeworld of the Owens, the Controllers, and the Zamarons. They lost one of their group to the Manhunters, but made off with a treasure trove of items, including a box worth a whole star system and a map made by disgraced Maltusian Krona. The
That guy.
oh yes. The map led to Okara in the Vega system, where they lost another member to the Forbidden Forest of Weeds. The surviving three made their way to the palace, where they found the Orange Lantern power battery inside. The three thieves suddenly became obsessed with the lantern and began fighting each other for it. The Guardians of the Universe then appeared along with the Manhunters. Larfleeze remembered that they seemed afraid of the lantern like they had encountered it before. As the three battled, one of the thieves was killed along with several Guardians and Manhunters. Finally, the Guardians told Larfleeze and the survivor that all they wanted was the box they stole. The Guardians proposed a truce where the thieves would be allowed to keep the lantern in peace, and the Guardians and their agents would not enter the Vega system as long as the lantern stayed in the temple. Additionally, only one could wield the orange light. Larfleeze finishes and explains that he won the fight, taking the lantern. The Guardians then remove the information about the pact from the Book of Oa, just as they did with the massacre of Sector 666 and Parallax. Hal demands to know how Larfleeze knows about Parallax, and Larfleeze reveals that the box was containing Parallax inside. Larfleeze then tries to take the Blue Lantern ring, but it again prevents him. Hal asks him to wait, but Larfleeze grows impatient. Making an orange axe, Larfleeze uses it to sever Hal's hand and removes the blue ring. It then welcomes him to the Blue Lantern Corps. Get flashbacks to Quantum Zone.
Yeah. How's he gonna pilot with only one hand?
All right, William, thoughts?
We finally get the origin of Agent Orange, and
Mhm.
Hal's actually pretty clever here, is because he's words are cheap, right?
No cost enough.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I thought this was pretty good. I I am curious because I'm curious to the number of Guardians that there are,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because we've got Scar, we've got Saeed and Ganthet. We had, I thought, a whole bunch post restoration of Oa
Oh
and
yeah, when
Ion.
Cal resurrected them all. Yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like the numbers. I don't know if it's been whittled down, or we're just going to assume that there's only 12 or 6 or 8 or 10 or whatever.
Well, remember, one aged up, and then we never saw her again. So.
Yep. And that was from friend of the show.
Oh yes. Oh wait, do I have an?
Oh, we forgot to get a drop from him, didn't we?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Ben
That
Robb.
was
Yeah.
Ben Rob. And there was no Quantum Leap last week.
No, yeah, I think it's back this week, and there's one next week, and then I think that's their mid-season break. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. So yeah, the number of Guardians, are more dying here because, in the end, we definitely lose another Guardian, right?
Mhm.
Which we'll
Oh,
talk about. But it's, I don't know, the Orange Lantern core is dangerous because it seems like everybody else drains Green Lantern rings, right? The Red Lanterns, could
Mhm.
affect the green stuff. But then the Blue Lanterns
Charge them.
recharge, charge them all up. So I don't know. It, I, I feel like we're supposed to understand that Larfleeze is a huge threat, but I don't know that I completely buy that just because they didn't necessarily bring the entire core there, you know, to
Well,
try and fight him.
it's the Guardians trying to keep their secrets too.
Yeah, and then the Guardians trying to keep their secrets, but and Guardians are so much more powerful, right? Which we're going to get into that as we progress toward War of the Green Lanterns
But it's
after Blackest Night.
But again, are the Guardians so powerful? Because I mean, a billion years ago, they ran across this Orange Lantern, and rather than deal with it, they're just like, okay, yeah, you keep it here, you stay underground, and we won't
Yeah,
hassle you. Yeah, they're basically burying problems, not solving them.
yeah, that's true. But yeah, I mean and it is interesting, because Larfleeze is, the picture of what happens when, you give in to greed, right?
Oh yeah.
That's the whole point of him. And it's I don't know, this arc feels a little bit rushed to me,
You think that's because of Blackest Night?
and I'm wondering if it is because of Blackest Night, because it's only, we had a quick 3-issue arc with the Alpha Lanterns, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then we had a quick, was it 5-issue arc or was it just 4? It was Rage of the Red Lanterns, because I know there was the special from Final Crisis, and
Yeah.
then was it 3 or 4 issues?
Oh, the Red Lantern one.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was it was that 4. I think it was 4. Yeah.
maybe,
Yeah,
or
well,
was
it
it
was
6?
it was the one. Wait, it was the one special, the Infinite Crisis, or the Final Crisis, and then the
Yeah,
3 issues. Yeah.
okay. I don't know. This one just feels a bit more rushed than than the other arcs have been, and that
Maybe
because...
we shouldn't have done 7 issues on Secret Origin.
But that was awesome, man.
I was. Then you could give us some more breathing room somewhere else,
Yeah. And maybe, and I don't know, maybe maybe we could have expanded out some of this stuff and thrown some of this over into the core book, so that it wouldn't necessarily feel as rushed. But I think because Blackest Night was set, this is what's happening for 8 months or 9 months, with the Zero, in the DC universe, this is what's going to happen. Then, maybe this did get a little bit rushed. Maybe Secret Origin ran a little bit long. Maybe it wasn't going to be that many issues, but
Yeah, 'cause
then...
doesn't 7 seem like an odd number? Like 6 I could see, 4 or 6 I could see, but like 7 issues, I'm thinking
Yeah.
big.
So, and I'm not saying it's bad.
No,
It's definitely not. This is really, continuing that build up. It's a good story that explores, the orange light this time, but I just feel like it feels a little bit rushed to me, honestly.
yeah, but I mean, now that you mention it, maybe they were gonna go 6 with Secret Origin. They decided to go 7, and that kind of like took an issue from somewhere else. Maybe this arc, maybe Red Lantern, something.
Potentially, yeah.
Because I'm sure they probably had a set in stone date. Okay, this Blackest Night will start with Green Lantern 43. So
Yeah, that's where we got to start it. So,
yeah.
Yep. Let's see. When did we do Rage of the Red Lanterns?
I believe that was I believe that was 2 episodes ago. Wasn't it? Here, I can open the schedule, but I believe it was 2 episodes ago. I thought it was 147.
Yep. You're right. Just 4 issues. Yep.
Yep. I mean that Final Crisis issue that started it, that might have been extra might have been longer than a normal issue. So
I think it was. Yeah, I think it was a double-sized issue or something. That makes sense. But yeah, and so it doesn't feel as rushed as this, but this does feel like...
Well, once again, they gave it a special instead of part 1 wasn't in a regular issue of Green Lantern either. So
Yeah, exactly. So I think that probably explains it, because these are regular issues, and Rage of the Red Lanterns feels longer, and maybe because that double-sized issue or larger-sized first issue, and of course Secret Origin was amazing, coming in at 7 issues.
Oh yeah.
And we're getting, what was it, like a 4-issue arc of Sins of the Star Sapphires,
Yeah.
in Green Lantern Corps. But I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. I just think that this arc maybe got a little bit short shrift in the run up to Blackest Night, just because...
Oh yeah, this would have been like one of the biggest things of the year if it didn't come right before Blackest Night. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, a
But
lot of these.
Blackest Night has to start.
Yeah, the Red Lantern stuff. I mean, any of these by themselves would be, people would be talking to like, oh, this is the best one of the year. But it's just like they're back to back to back, and then
Boom, boom, boom. Yeah.
right up against Blackest Night. So
Yep, I agree.
kind of
I
get
mean, in the
lost
art,
in the shuffle.
and I think that we see that in there being 2 artists and multiple inkers, on this last issue that we just talked about, just because it has to get done, because after this, there's no turning back.
New.
Blackest Night is here, and the train's got to run on time, right?
Oh yeah, and this last issue, yeah, there's 2 pencilers, 2 inkers, 2 colorists. So yeah, it's full speed ahead. All right, should we get to the last one?
Let's do it.
All right, Green Lantern number 42, Agent Orange Part 4, August 2009. Yeah, Jeff Johns. Yeah, the pencilers this time, Philip Tan and Eddie Barrows again. Inker, Jonathan Glapion and Roy Joseph. Colorists, Nye Ruffino and Rod Reyes. Yeah, and again, Rob Lee and Adam Schlauman and Eddie Berg. Oh, 2 editors again. All right.
Cool.
Yes. Inside his palace, Larfleeze places the blue ring he took from Hal Jordan on his finger. It immediately overrides his orange ring, making him a blue lantern. More importantly, it has quieted his stomach. Larfleeze is overjoyed until the blue ring fades. Confused, he discovers that the ring created an illusion and Hal has not lost his hand. Larfleeze is enraged, believing Hal really can wield the blue ring. As all it will do is charge his green ring, Hal decides to take advantage of that and create an army of constructs of various green lanterns. Agent Orange screams that Hal stole his idea.
Yeah, which is
Uh, on the surface, Jon Stewart is trapped within a crystal created by Fatality. She says that the Zamarons have shown her to forgive him and she kisses him. Jon is uninterested and wants to get back to helping his fellow Green Lanterns. Fatality departs, saying that the next time Jon goes to Xanshi to bury his grief over its destruction and Katmatui's death, he should forgive himself, for Xanshi was not innocent in the War of Light.
Oh, see, now I had forgotten this. That's interesting because I had forgotten whatever this revelation is. So I'm
I
looking
forget
forward
it
to
too,
seeing.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, so yeah, are we gonna kind of kill some of this guilt here? Because it's like, yeah, they weren't innocent either. Yeah. As the crystal fades, Jon doubles over and Stell moves to his aid. However, they have little to worry about. The Orange Lanterns have withdrawn, and the Guardians are about to breach Agent Orange's palace. In the palace, Larfleeze's lanterns fight Hal's lanterns. Hal notices that his battery is constantly recharging his ring, as maintaining his orange lanterns is a serious power drain. As the Guardians break in, Hal makes a grab for the battery and is overwhelmed with thoughts coming from the battery. He briefly mutters, "Mine," but Larfleeze takes the battery back, removing the orange light's influence on him. The dissenting Guardians reiterates his early warnings that attacking Larfleeze was a mistake, but the other Guardians will have none of it. Larfleeze, however, takes it to another level and creates a giant construct of himself. Unable to make a dent in his construct, Hal is frustrated that he is unable to make his green light work. He knows that they'll beat Agent Orange, but he just doesn't see how. Suddenly, the blue ring registers sincerity in Hal's belief that they will defeat Larfleeze and unleashes a massive blast of blue light, destroying the Larfleeze construct. The ring then leaves his finger and initiates a sector scan for Sector 2828. The Guardians are impressed with the blue light's power as it has recharged the rest of the Green Lantern rings. Larfleeze, however, reveals that he still has his power as well, and they are effectively at a stalemate. The Guardians wish to continue the fight, but the dissenter points out that they can no more eliminate the orange light than they can Avarice from the universe. If they defeat Larfleeze, they'll have to deal with another Agent Orange down the line. Realizing this, the Guardians agree to stick with the devil they know and ask if they might barter with Larfleeze. The Green Lanterns are not pleased with this, and Torquemada mentions Gretty's death, but the Guardians remove the Green Lanterns while they negotiate with Agent Orange. Outside, Hal and Jon talk about the respective hopes they had. Hal also explains that when he used his ring, he may have also saw something into the future, but doesn't know what to make of it. What he doesn't tell Jon is that he saw Sinestro saying he needed Hal's help. The Guardians then emerge from the palace and say that they have reached an agreement with Larfleeze. The Lanterns are to assist them in arresting any remaining criminals in Vega and return to their own sectors. Hal asks what he wanted, but the Guardians say it does not concern them. On Odom, the Blue Lantern Corps have since added 2 new members, Brother Him and Sister Cersei, who has just accepted the ring. She is eager to begin her schooling so that she might return and give hope to the people of her world facing Evil Star. It's been a while since we heard the Evil Star name.
Yeah.
Wasn't it all the way back in the 90s?
I think it was.
Remember? Oh, hey, I know how to make Green Lantern's battery work. Oh, wait, you are Green Lantern.
That was one of the not so great issues.
But Sade says that they have bigger problems as it is revealed that what Agent Orange wanted, to know where he could find a blue ring. The Guardians have sold out Ganthet and Sade as the Orange Lantern Corps descend upon Odom. Meanwhile, in Sector 666, Ash and Sarek, not Spock's father, continue their search for the Anti-Monitor's corpse. Ash writes a letter to his dead wife on their search, saying that Sarek told him he's come to hate the violence he's embraced. Ash realizes that this is probably true, but he cannot abandon his purpose. Meanwhile, the search has taken its toll on Sarek. The cries of the dead grow so loud that Sarek's eardrums blew out the other day, but he still hears the cries of the dead. Ash and Sarek soon come upon what Sarek dubs the Anti-Monitor's tomb, the Black Lantern. Ash asks his ring where they are and is confused when he learns it's classified. Sarek also thought that his ability to speak to the dead was a gift, but realizes that everyone else was right in dubbing it a curse. When he is unable to contact the Scarred Guardian, Ash realizes something is wrong and tries to drag Sarek away. But Sarek says that they have already awakened him. And beneath them, a massive, decayed hands reach out for the two lanterns, craving their heats and their demise. Oh, it's on, kids. Blackest Night is on.
Blackest Night is here.
Right. Again, we're going to take a breather next week, but then 2 weeks, kids, it's on.
Hey, do you include Blackest Night 0?
Yes, I believe I do. Yes.
Okay, gotcha. Because I know it was an early kind of half issue or free comic book. Was it a free comic book day issue or
It
can't
might
remember.
be, but I was going to say, I believe, it's so important. I do believe it's even on the DC app. So
Awesome.
and I know the list I was working with, I believe it was mentioned. So let me see. Yes, it is part of the first episode we'll do for Blackest Night, episode 151. So
Awesome. Well, I do want to show you this. We'll see if I can get it out of here.
oh, jeez. Is that Blackest Night?
Yes. On message, you could kill someone with this.
Oh yeah, it looks like a phone. Looks like a phone book. Oh, is that hardback?
Yep.
Looks like a hardback phone book, kids. That's
yeah.
is that everything or
I think it is. Let's take a look real quick since it's what's coming. Let's see. Blackest Night 0 through 8. Blackest Night Tales of the Core 1 through 3. Untold Tales of the Blackest Night 1. Green Lantern 43 through 52. Green Lantern Core 39 through 47. Blackest Night Batman 1 through 3. Blackest Night Superman 1 through 3. Blackest Night Wonder Woman 1 through 3. Flash 1 through 3. Titans 1 through 3. JSA 1 through 3. Adventure Comics 4, 5, and 7. Starman 81. The Power of Shazam 48. Question 37. Phantom Stranger 42. Catwoman 83, Weird Western Tale 71, Green Arrow 30, The Atom and Hawkman 46.
I think that's everything.
Wow.
Oh wait, did you say Action Comics?
Did I say Action Comics? I don't know if I.
There is an issue on that list towards the end.
Atom and Stranger, Hawkman Power. I don't see an Action Comics in here.
I wonder if it's like a backup or something, but yeah, I have that on the list at like the end. But yeah, you said Adventure Comics 4, 5, and 7. They're on the list. That's all.
Yep.
That's everything. Yeah. Jeez. Can I just suggest that maybe you read this digitally or in the original floppies, Will, so you don't like pull your shoulder or something?
Oh no, it's gonna kill me. No. Sorry.
You know that thing probably weighs more than your granddaughter, right?
It does. Yes, I'm sure it does. But it is. I mean, it's really cool that that they collected this in an omnibus.
Yes,
And this
all
is
of it,
really the
everything.
point
Even
of an
those,
omnibus.
yeah, even those miniseries and those, resurrected issues.
Yeah. So it's definitely worth checking out because that's.
Yeah, if you're a fan of anything in the DC universe, there's pretty much everything's there.
Hey, for the first 3 months of 2024, we'll be reading this, people. All of this.
Exactly. Whether you're a fan of Superman, Flash, Batman.
My favorite character.
Titans, Wonder Woman.
Yes. Heck yeah. JSA.
JSA, yeah. So it's we've got a lot of Blackest Night to get to.
Yes. All right. And before we go, William, the episode will hit the podcast on December 22nd. So any holiday thoughts for the listeners?
Well, hope everyone has a safe and happy holiday. Hope you get lots of stuff that you can call mine. Yours? I don't know. What's that? Yeah, whatever. And I hope you read some good comics, because
Yes.
that's what I want to do.
Maybe you'll get some good comics. Yes.
Hopefully.
And again, remember, just send us some feedback. I'll tell you where. Yeah, and you can win yourself a Green Lantern prize pack.
That's right.
All right. So, anything else, William?
I think that's it. I think we've been building up to this since I really think since Rebirth. I mean, I think the kernel of this story was there at the beginning in Rebirth, and then he's just been building up and building on and expanding it for at this point. This was in 2009 was when this was coming out.
Yeah. Because
So for nearly 4 years.
Yeah, something like it. Yeah.
So I just have to say that, I mean, if you're looking at superhero comics, and you see like, hey, John Byrne rebooted the Man of Steel, right? That's a pretty successful reboot, right? You look at Frank Miller on Daredevil, you look at Walter Simonson on Thor. You have all these creators coming in and doing amazing things, recontextualizing and building something new out of these existing characters. But as successful as they were, I don't know of anything approaching what Jeff Johns and his artistic collaborators were able to do with Green Lantern. I mean, it's next level, right?
Yeah, I mean, if nothing else, all the moving pieces and stuff, and yeah.
Mm-hmm. So bravo. We're about to get to the kind of not really the crowning achievement, but certainly an important piece of the Jeff Johns Green Lantern mythology here.
Oh yeah, I mean, probably the biggest. I mean, up to this point, the biggest, by far the biggest thing they've accomplished.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Sinestro Corps War was fine. It was good and everything, but again, it kind of stayed in our little Green Lantern pocket here. This is going to hit everybody.
Yep, absolutely. And I will say that I think because of the success of Blackest Night, I don't know that I give Brightest Day a fair shake. It kind of just pales in comparison. I don't even know that I finished reading Brightest Day when it came out, honestly. At this point, it doesn't matter. We're going to be rereading it anyway. So,
Yes.
But yeah, we've been reading a lot of good, really, really good comics. Green Lantern Corps, Green Lantern, and now we've come to kind of what they've all been building to, which is Blackest Night.
Oh yeah. You're gonna see how big, massive this thing. Again, 3 months, kids. After next week, 3 months.
3 months. But next week we're talking Green Lantern Earth 1, Volumes 1 and 2.
That's right, for episode 150. So, all right. So yes, that's so. Yes, kids. Next week we'll take a quick breather and we'll to celebrate episode 150. Like Will said, we'll cover Green Lantern Earth 1, Volume 1 and 2, and then it's on. It's on first week of January. Blackest Night. The first episode of that, we're going to cover Green Lantern 43, Blackest Night Tales of the Corps #1, and Blackest Night 0 and 1. So
awesome.
yes. Yeah, it's mostly the Blackest Night miniseries and like core stuff until like the third episode. It's not until the third episode where we get like Blackest Night Batman 1, Blackest Night
Gotcha.
Superman #1, Titans #1. Yeah.
Gotcha. Awesome.
All right. So,
Looking forward to it.
oh, me too. All right, kids. So send us your thoughts. You can win a Green Lantern prize pack. Email us CapesandLunatics@gmail.com or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. Again, I'll count a voicemails count too. So if you want to leave us a voicemail, nice and easy, just let your fingers do the walking. All right. And remember, you can find all things Capes and Lunatics, episodes, social media, merchandise. Buy yourself some t-shirts, phone cases, or subscribe to the Patreon. Once again, all kinds of uncensored stuff going on over there. Wolf Hellfire's going nuts. So, oh, and I have other merchandise that's not Green Lantern. So maybe, if people subscribe to the Patreon, maybe we'll even send you a little prize there too. So, come on, kids. All right, so find everything at tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network. That's tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network. All right, Mr. Will Allred, master of all cores, master of the Quantum Zone, master of Kickstarter comics, master of podcasting, and a hell of a nice guy. Where can people get a hold of you?
You can find me at Wallred. That's at WALLRED at Gmail and Facebook and Twitter. And maybe not much longer. Blue Sky and probably other social media that I've set up and forgotten about. If you're looking for me and you can't find me, you're just not really trying that hard. So, try harder. If you'd like to check out the comics that I write and create, you can do that with Crossover Division at crossoverdivision.com. And we'll be launching Crossover Division #5 in late January on Kickstarter. So that's coming soon. And then if you want to check out Diary of Night, you can do that at diaryofnight.com. And finally, you obviously have great taste because you're here listening to us go on about Green Lantern, which means you probably love Marvel's Quasar nearly as much as Phil and I do. And if that's the case, you can find out all kinds of information about Quasar at the Quantum Zone, quantumzone.org.
Hey, boys, you look at the party? I love the party. He goes limp in my grip. I hope it's going somewhere nice.
Seems like I'm getting a package every other day.
They aren't even attempting to enter our orifices.
I, of course, love how Jordan.
I do.
You do. Oh, and speaking of the Quantum Zone, yes, you'll be getting a bonus episode of that. It's been a while. We'll be getting an episode of the Quantum Zone this month. So to go check it out on Capes and Lunatics, kids. Yeah.
Number 155. 5. Ooh, cool.
Mm-hmm.
We're about to eclipse that with Blackest Night.
Yeah, I'd say probably by sometime in February we'll eclipse that. So
very cool.
Green Lantern, Quasar. Oh, we're just making space jokes all over the place. Eclipse it.
That's right.
All right, kids. Thank you for joining us for Agent Orange. Again, come back next time for episode 150. Green Lantern Earth 1, Volume 1 and 2. And remember, send in your feedback. Doesn't matter on which episode. Win yourself some pride. Win yourself some swag, kids. And then Black it 2 weeks. Our long Blackest Night journey.
The long dark.
We're in Alaska, man. The night's gonna last for 3 months. All right, kids. Come back next time. And as always, remember...